I'll say it again, Ego is my favorite character from Star Wars Resistance. Find out more later on in this review. I'm John Barry, and today we're going to be reviewing Star Wars Resistance Season 2, Episode 8, Rendezvous Point. So, before we get too far into the review, if you find yourself enjoying it, please like the video. And if you find yourself not enjoying it, please dislike the video. YouTube treats it all the same. And also feel free to check out any of my previous reviews. I'll be linking the most recent Resistance review in the cards. So now let's actually get into the video proper and actually discuss the episode. So the setup of this episode is that Doza, he's attempting to meet with a Resistance pilot from his past, but the pilot has been captured by the First Order. And the pilot literally arrives seconds after they leave their rendezvous point. We learned a lot more about Ego in this episode, actually not too much, just one scene where he basically tells Kaz like, yeah, before you say anything, think about it, maybe run it by me first. So again, Kaz is probably my least favorite character. I know he's the main character, but he's the one that frustrates me the most. Like, it's clear he got everywhere he is by privilege. Like, he did not earn his spot in the New Republic's Navy. He got that by privilege because his father was a senator. It's like, he just frustrates me beyond end, so I won't talk about him at all in this episode. Besides, good job, Ego, in putting Kaz in his place. So, but actually the heart of this episode really has to do with Tam and then Torra, I feel like. Okay, Kaz does have a good moment near the end, I gotta give him that. They're helping to cheer Torra up because the day this episode is set on is Torra's birthday, and for the past 6 years, Torra and her father, they go off to a certain point to meet with somebody. Torra's mother, and that's the pilot that they were attempting to meet. Torra's mother, who's gone off and joined the Resistance. Because, you know, she wants to stand up to the First Order, wants her daughter to live in a safe galaxy. And so, a lot does go on. We learn more about basically Ego's past a little bit, but not too much. But more about Doza's past. That's who we really learn about. We get to meet his wife and Torra's mother. That's good to see. And we find out that Torra's mother was a Resistance pilot who served with Ego. And Torra's mother is the one who got Doza to defect from the Empire. And that's actually confirmed that he defected from the Empire because of Torra's mother. Which is nice to see that how much they really mean to each other. And actually, we didn't know for sure basically how Doza and Ego came to meet. We just know that they came to become friends at some point. And this episode does answer that. It's because Ego served with Torra's mother, and Torra's mother, Doza's wife, got Doza to defect from the Empire. So that's nice to see how those characters interact, how they know each other. And probably actually the heart of this episode truly is, yes, Kaz does do a kind gesture and throw a birthday party for Torra, but that's not the heart of this episode. The heart of the episode for me is actually between Tam and Torra's mother, who I don't know if they actually... Okay, yeah. She did reveal her name to Tam, but I don't remember what it is. I could call her Mrs. Doza or Torra's mother. Doesn't really matter, but yes, so they have a conversation. I think she puts doubts into Tam's head that might be the kind of first nudge in her realizing that maybe she shouldn't have joined the First Order. And this is actually kind of what's at the end of the episode. Agent Tierney asks all these teen names, asks Tamara if she knew who that pilot was because the pilot had taken, because Torra's mother had taken Tam captive as a hostage in a sense. So really more to probably to convince Tam to rethink her choices. And Tam says, no, she didn't tell me anything about her identity when she did. So that already tells you something, that she's already having these doubts. And there's a lot of neat things. Toa's mother, she's piloting what looks to be a T-65 X-Wing. It has the T-65 wing designs, but the engines are slightly different. The cockpit opens a different way. That means one or two things. One, it's a prototype T-70, which is always a possibility. The prototypes may not have been exactly the same as the production line models. Or it could have been modifications on an old T-65 X-Wing. And this is a sort of one I just thought of. Maybe it's just like a T-65 variant, too. In Legends we had like 6 T-65 variants, so it's possible that we had one or two different variants in the canon, so who knows. But that's just something I picked up on her ship. And of course the escape scene is neat. But yeah, the heart of the episode, as I said earlier, is really between Toa's mother and Tam and their conversation, and how basically Tam had new doubts introduced to her because of her conversation with Toa's mother. And also that other pilot whose name I can't forget but kind of reminds me of Malfoy from Harry Potter. He also does show up in this episode and couldn't bring himself to shoot Tam to shoot Toa's mother during one of the scenes. And so that tells me maybe he could have a change of heart at some point too. They're also the two characters that we see the most among the First Order without a helmet besides Agent Tyranny. Which does tell me something too. Not only are they kind of more important characters, Agent Tyranny, we know where she stands. She's the villain. But those other two among the First Order, the only two without a helmet. That tells me something. And also, like, there was just a reference to how they all looked like clones when they're wearing their helmets among the First Order, which is nice to see. And there's just some other neat, fascinating stuff going on in this episode, but I don't think I'll touch on that because I think I've already touched on what I thought to be the heart of the episode. Now, if you have any other opinions that you would like to share, if you disagree with me, the comment section is down below, so feel free to use it. And so thank you for watching this video, and please be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on future Star Wars Resistance reviews and other Star Wars content as well. Also, if you would like to help out this channel, please consider supporting it over on Patreon or check out the merch. There's a bunch of other things in the description that you can check out as well. But that's all I have for you today. Besides, thank you for watching, and as always, have a good day, a good night, wherever you are. May the Force be with you, always.